Hi, Janna Lopez, and I'm here with Dr. Robert Crouse, who is an internal medicine doctor with the Portland Clinic. Now, as you know, the Portland Clinic partners with Portland Family, and we've been really lucky to have the opportunity to ask them for advice and expertise on topics that are relevant to women, children, families. And today I'm talking with Dr. Crouse because we were planning and thinking about what's going to be coming up in 2013. And for a lot of you, you're probably planning a trip. So traveling is a topic that a lot of parents want to know about, especially when it comes to health. Very basic questions. And one of the very basic questions, which I recently had because I took a trip to Italy, and the question came up was, should I pack a first aid kit? And if you do, what do you put in it?
Good question. I think wherever you go, it's a good idea to carry some first aid supplies. And largely, I think it depends on where you're going. So clearly, if you're going on a mountaineering expedition in the Himalayas, you're going to take different stuff than if you're going to the beach. But I think in every kit, you should have some simple items. So medications, definitely any prescription medications that you are on, you should bring. But just some simple first aid medications, Tylenol, Advil, Imodium D for diarrhea if you're going to any place kind of in the south or near the equator. Any third world countries, you definitely want to bring some diarrhea medication.
What about like antihistamines? Because sometimes those are used for preventative of allergic reactions and skin allergic reactions and other things.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Antihistamines are a great idea. Anything that you can really think that you can bring easily that would prevent you from saying, oh man, I need to go to the Walgreens.
Which a lot of places don't have.
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
Italy didn't have them.
Yeah, so anything like that. So steroid creams for rashes, antihistamines for allergy symptoms. Yeah, it's a great idea.
Probably things that if you needed in a pinch and you didn't have access to getting, that's kind of what I learned when I traveled overseas, because access to them wasn't as readily available. That's for sure. Even trying to explain in a different language what it is you need is challenging.
Right.
So then if you've got the first aid kit packed and ready to go, what about immunizations? Are there websites or information that people can look up that help them learn about a country's immunization requirement or things that you may want to prevent when you're over there?
Yeah, so probably the best website available to us is the CDC website. cdc.gov will bring up all the information you could possibly want on wherever you're going. And it will list recommendations on vaccinations. It will list mandatory vaccinations. Some countries require certain vaccinations before they let you enter the country, which is why talking with a travel clinic is a good idea, well in advance of your leaving. Industrialized countries, Europe, is less of an issue, but traveling to Africa, Asia, Central and South America, it's really important to meet with somebody early to see what vaccinations might be required.
Well, because you probably need time to get the vaccination, get them assimilated into your body, have any reactions if you're going to have them, monitor whatever you're doing.
Yeah, so some vaccinations are series and they're over months. And so I would say if you know you're going and you have ample time, I would meet with a travel clinic or a travel doctor probably 6 months in advance of your trip.
Okay, well that's a very helpful tip. That's something that timing-wise people probably don't always think about. And just one other brief question of just about keeping healthy while you travel. There's so much that you can do when you travel and only so much that you can really take on, and you want to keep your kids healthy. Is there just a very basic, easy thing that parents can utilize for themselves or their kids that will help ensure they're flying with all the germs in the airplane and all that other stuff?
So again, a very good question, and it really comes down to common sense. It's no different than if you're traveling in the United States. I would bring some hand sanitizer, wash your hands frequently, wash your kids' hands frequently. That's really the best way to prevent infection, is keeping your hands clean.
So like every time you're done eating, or every time before you eat, or when you're done going somewhere like a museum or somewhere that's crowded with a lot of people.
Yeah, definitely before you eat, washing
Yeah.
your hands before you eat, and then if you're in the airplane and you're touching the seat around you, using hand sanitizer periodically. Yeah, absolutely.
So the Portland Clinic also has a great website with lots of information and tips, and it's portlandclinic.com. We're very appreciative for all of the community service they provide in terms of health and wellness to families, and experts like Dr. Crouse are here and answer questions all the time with patients, and we know there's always more questions. So thank you for your time, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
And for all of you who are going to be traveling, just plan safely